What am I, a dog? Speak. Hello, Jim. Hello, Roger. Let me get chat popped out here. Let's see it. And go to that. There. And there we go. Piece of cake.
Pop out my chat.
Hello, Chris.
And there we go. I got to hit the hangout and bring the chat up. Okay. I'm getting a little quicker at this.
You're doing fine.
Where's Chris Hope? Is he on here?
Yeah, he's on.
Chris, I can't believe you and Mel didn't see what we were doing to you poor guys last night. Drone effects with Claude. Claude and I were going back and forth. We would go between the thumbs up and the thumbs down. It was like, then we had up to 3 people doing it. I was sitting here laughing, and you guys didn't even get to see it.
No, we didn't see it. Hello, Sonia.
All right, he put the link on there if you're all jumping in. That Hangout link is right up there.
Yeah, it's not going to be there for long, so.
Rick Halber, jump on in, man. I like to talk to him. I see him all the time.
Yeah, Rick, come on.
Arpus, the only way I was first was because I got on it before it was actually a live stream. It sent the message that you were going to start up.
Jeff, come on in. Come
hey,
on
Mel.
in, visit. Yeah, Jim.
Do you ever go back into YouTube and delete the videos?
No.
Okay. I do.
No, don't do it no more.
Okay.
If you want to get 35 or 4,000 watch hours so that you can eventually monetize, don't do that, because you delete videos, it takes away the watch time for those videos.
Yeah, and I have Jeff's in here. Hey, Jeff.
Oh, you're driving at the moment. Okay, where are you driving to? Drive careful. Be careful. Don't do nothing silly like watch YouTube while you're driving.
They're just July 1st today. Yeah, new law. I don't know why it took them so long, but it's a fine to drive and text. Here in Florida, anyway.
Well, it's been that way in many states across the country for a long time.
I thought it was a law already.
There we go.
I'd bet it was.
Right.
Hey, Roger.
I clicked on it on my PC. I don't have anything on my PC in the way of camera or microphone. So.
Oh.
I needed to open it on my iPad Mini.
There you go.
The camera on my laptop is terrible.
Yeah, they're not very good.
I haven't had a webcam since like 1990s.
Wow.
Or like 2000 or something like that. Whenever Yahoo was big. I don't know if any of you guys remember that.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I used to
have it back then. A little boom microphone and all that stuff. That's all gone.
Yeah.
This works great though.
I had this little one, Mel. I don't even know what it is. It says GE on it, but I mean like quality. What the heck?
That looks like an old Logitech.
It does, don't it?
Yeah.
It just has a GE symbol on it.
General Electric.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You know what the letter GE really stands for, don't you? No. Now remember, I moved X-ray equipment for GE for 30 years, so.
You did what? Sorry.
The joke amongst the GE people is GE stands for good enough.
That used to be good enough for government work.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It says
Oh,
Minicam
hello, Sonari.
Pro.
Yep, she knows what it was. Good enough.
It's a GE Minicam Pro.
Yeah, I use a Logitech 922 and a 920.
I've
And
got the Brio 4K.
that's a good one. That's
But-
what Lloyd uses.
The only reason I got it was to future-proof it. I figured, let me just get one now, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate to keep upgrading.
Well, you get that 922, you won't have to upgrade either. But
This is
okay.
even this is
Whatever
the forward-looking cam, or this as if it was a cell phone. It's the forward-looking cam as opposed to the good one on the back with
Right.
with the iPad Mini, and it's not bad.
It's not bad, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, even on the PC, I'm looking at, and the latency's not bad either. By the way, I just wanted to mention that. It's not too bad at all.
Yeah. I just bought another iPad Mini today for my brother for his drone. He was using Android, and the Android app kept shutting down in the middle of doing stuff, and I got tired of it. So,
What one did you get him?
a Mini 4, a 32 gig.
4,
Mini 4.
yeah.
It's something with Android. If you use an operating system newer than, you got to stay on 5.1. If you go above that, it just doesn't like to run the DJI Go 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a phone. I don't know what Android system it has on it. You know, but it's a BlackBerry, Blueberry, Apple Pie. You know, whatever. I have no idea, but it kept crashing too. So I went to Apple, and there's Rick Halliburton. Hello, Rick.
Yep.
Hello, Rick.
How you
I've
doing?
never seen Rick.
And we got
There he is.
T-Bird in the chat too.
Nice. Yeah, this is an iPad Mini 2, which I thought would work with my Mavic Pro. No,
Yeah.
not well. It will, but the garble and everything and losing connection and stuff it was so bad that I bought an iPhone 7, and then just recently I purchased a 2018 iPad 32 gigabyte. The only mistake I made there is it has enough processing power, but I like to use a little LumaVision for
Editing?
editing. Yeah, and the 32 gigabyte is just not cut.
Yeah,
Mel, are you using the right mic? Because you sounded like you're in a tunnel.
you know
Your
what?
Yeti?
Let me
Is your
go
Yeti on?
make sure. Default microphone. No.
I've had Hangouts change the camera on me, so it probably changed their mic on you.
Default speakers there. Now
There
it
you
should
go.
be better.
That's better.
There you
That's
go.
nicer.
Now it should be better. Sorry about that. Thanks, Sonari. She mentioned it too, and I was looking around like, what am I doing wrong? Because
It's got a lot more buttons now.
I got good stuff here, and I don't want to use that cheap stuff, you know. Matt, Oklahoma Droner, welcome. Yeah. So anyway, back when I had my Phantom 3, I just decided, bite the bullet, buy an Apple, buy an iPad. So I bought the big one, the 10-inch or whatever, 9-inch, whatever it is, the 2018.
That's the one I have too.
And 128 gig. And then when I got my little drones, I went ahead and bought a Mini 428 gig for those. So
Yeah, I use the Mini 4.
so
I haven't tried this one with the Spark yet, but I would imagine because that doesn't use OcuSync and it's not broadcasting on the same resolution, I would say I'd probably get away with flying the Spark on this.
you probably quite well could. And if you get an OTG cable, you can plug into the bottom of the Spark, and then you may need an adapter to plug it into the iPad. But
yep, got it all.
Yeah, you should be able to. That should work out really good for the Spark, because the Spark only runs 1080/30. You know, so.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the broadcast to the device is not even that. I think it's like 720, isn't it?
Through Hangouts is 720, yeah.
No. Spark versus anything else. So
yeah,
Spark,
I don't know.
I think it's less, but
it very well could be.
Yeah, because it's Wi-Fi instead of OcuSync. You see.
Right.
Yeah.
The only problems I had with the iPad Mini 4 was in the summer heat down here, that thing will overheat and shut off.
Dude, yeah, I had that here.
Any iPad will do that. Yeah,
that's a lot of fun when you're flying an Inspire Pro up in the air.
Yeah, and it goes dim.
Yeah.
Love that.
Overheating, freezes up.
Yeah. Well,
So-
mine used to just dim, like it would power down a little tiny bit to I guess save itself, and well, bright conditions and whatnot. It goes dim. It's like I can't see what I'm doing.
Well, there's a setting in there for you can turn off auto brightness.
I did that,
Oh.
but I think it's in the iOS. I think it actually, because I turned all that stuff off, but it still did it.
Oh, wow.
And that was with
Okay.
my iPhone 7 Plus. But it took a hot day to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he's digging the hell out of it. In fact, so
Oh yeah,
when-
has he got up today, Mel?
yeah, he flew it. We flew it a few minutes ago. In fact,
Cool.
I got back. I had to go to Dixon about 40 miles. I bought this iPad off some girl on Facebook Marketplace. She had it advertised for $350. It's an iPad Mini 4, and it's I don't know what the hell's in my eye. That's really weird.
They're about what, 430 now.
It's your eyeball.
Yeah, about 430, and besides my finger, right? And she had it advertised for $350, and I told her, I said, the 128 gigs like $425. I said, so I got it for $200.
That's nice.
So
That's a good deal.
the
Way to
iPad
take
Mini 4. I can't remember 32 or 64 gig, but it's good enough, for what he's going to be doing. He's not going to be saving a bunch of stuff to it anyway. So
Yeah. I'm gonna have to be swapping files and clearing stuff out every time. That's all
Right.
I'm gonna have to do. But I don't mind that.
yeah.
It's a nice rig. It could cost $500 Canadian tax in. Perfect.
Yeah.
Brandy new.
I'm gonna
How's
refill
Rick?
my coffee. Talk amongst yourselves.
And there's Claude. And then there's Claude. How's that song go? Isn't there a
That's
TV
Maude.
show? Oh,
Maude.
Maude. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Showing your age now.
Yeah, boy. Claude, we see Claude. He's supposed to do something special for some reason, something or other. I forgot what it was all about, but maybe we can talk him into wearing one of them long old lady dresses too at the same time, What do you think, Rick? What are you up to today?
Not too much. I was laying low today. This last whole week, I just haven't been doing anything.
Perfect. It's good sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
You sometimes that's just what you got to do.
Yep.
It's been too damn hot out here to do anything. Boy, I'm sure happy my air conditioner's working again, though.
It ain't that
Yeah,
down here, brother.
down out here.
I'm in Newfoundland. It's we just had a string of nice weather, and of course Canada Day is today. I work with an AV company, and we had a bunch of outdoor gigs that all got moved inside because it's cold and wet and raining.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Canada Day today, boys.
There's Trevor, Tater.
Got your new drone coming in today, Mel?
No, not yet. The case came today.
No.
In fact,
What new drone did you get?
I've got a Mavic 2 Pro.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've already
I haven't
got
found
the
the
Zoom, so
I haven't found the need to upgrade. I'm still enjoying the Mavic 1, and it's been awesome. It's a refurb. I got it for $7.99, no tax, American, which I can't remember what the conversion on that was, but shipped straight from DJI, and I haven't had any issues with it. As far as I'm concerned with that stuff, a refurb
What the hell?
has been gone over more than anything on the production line. So, and it was like not a mark on it. Looked like it had been opened up maybe, and they just kind of resealed it. That was it.
okay. I'm extremely disappointed.
I've got a Maverick original.
Yeah, they're great birds. There's nothing wrong with them at all.
According to the tracking number,
Uh-oh.
now it was estimated delivery between July 2nd and 6th. Okay.
That's
And
moved.
coming just from Euless, Texas, I thought that was kind of ridiculous, but they tried to deliver it today and said that no authorized recipient available. So no,
It didn't ring the doorbell.
I
That's what that
I
means.
don't have a doorbell, but my brother's been here all day and he's been out. So I had to go to Dixon, but he's been here.
Dude, there's memes or small videos that I've seen on the internet that relate to that, where the guy just comes up and he just kind of drops the box there and just kind of runs off right away. And I think that's one service, or they just come up, they show that they've been there, and then they just go back in the truck and leave.
Wow. Well, that really sucks because I got a great deal on this thing. I got to say, I bought it off eBay. In fact, my dealer couldn't even match the price.
Wow.
The Mavic 2 Pro, Fly More, smart controller, $2,100.
American.
Yeah.
So that's
a good price.
Yeah, that's 25-ish, 27, 26, 27 here, I think.
Yeah, well, see, you can get the drone for like
18 or something like that.
Yeah, 1,800. And
who does that?
The smart controller, you add that in, and then you add in the
you got a
kit.
Smart controller. Jeez.
Yeah.
There's where your money's to there. Yeah. That's an expensive thing.
I'm sorry. Let me look again. I don't remember if it had the
So is that a replace? Does it replace the existing controller? You don't get the original controller.
Right.
You
don't get the original controller, but then you don't need it because, that smart controller does it all.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's a Mavic Pro, Fly More, and a smart controller for $2,100.
I think DJI is going to start doing that a lot more once their R&D is paid for and all that stuff. I think they're going to start including whatever they got in the works that hasn't come out this year. I think they're sitting on something, as I've watched a bunch of other videos that have said the same thing. When they do come out with a new and improved or better version of something, or just a different drone, I think that's going to be included with it.
Yeah, that controller is going to work on your Zoom too. So when you
it'll work on everything. Yeah, Legacy. Yeah, exactly. It'll work on my Mavic Pro. It'll work on the Spark, I guess.
No, the smart controller will not. It only works on the new equipment.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
because
two.
That's why.
Yep.
Jeez. Well, that's a reason for me to hold off for an upgrade, I guess, of a new bird and that.
No, it was U.S. Postal Service, Georgie. It wasn't UPS. I bought this satellite dish for my truck years ago called Kingdom, and I bought it online or over the phone. Over the phone because it was a refurb, so I got a pretty good deal on it direct from the company. They shipped it to me. I put it on my truck. It was an in-motion dome, so it would track while you're driving down the road. It would stay locked on the satellite and continue feeding TV signal to your receiver. Okay. Which was, really sweet because Sonari used to go with me. She used to be with me on the truck. And anyway, somehow at Kingdom, they fouled up because they never, ever, ever billed me for that dome. Never billed me for it to this day. And that was, God, years ago now.
Good deal.
You're probably safe now.
Yeah, probably safe now. Just got home, no funnies till I get back.
I had a deal like that way back when. I rented a TV. Those were the poverty days. I rented it from some rental place, and then Granada TV went out of business. I didn't know who they were, but apparently they were the company that owned the bill. So I got the TV free.
Well, there you go. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think they were from Canada. Anybody remember Granada TV?
Not Granada. I remember Grundig. That was a German brand, I think, and that's a long time ago now. Grundig.
This would have been the early 80s.
Yeah, I was in the VCR TV business back in the 90s, not in the 80s. So, yeah, I did hear a Grundig. We didn't have any, but I did hear the name. But not Granada.
That might have been the company, though, right, Jim? Granada was the company?
Yeah, could have been.
Yeah, they were the company.
Yeah. So, It's Jim, you want to know what I was talking about Claude's thing?
Yeah.
That
Because that's only a video looping, right?
yeah, but it's not done correctly. It has a stop and a start point, and it shouldn't. It should be a true continuous loop. You know how I know it has a start and stop? The star field goes away. And then the video reloops and starts over, and the stars come back, and then the drone comes back. The stars should be there all the time. The background, that should be there all the time.
Mistake.
Yeah, you can clearly see the blanks before it starts over again.
Sure. And so, that's, oh, well, it's all right.
That's rule number one for making GIFs. Not that I've ever made any, but yeah, you got to have that almost that exact point that you have to come back to get it to, look like a forward back motion or a continuous motion.
Yes, you don't even have to do that with a GIF. I mean, you can do it in Premiere Pro. Let me see if I can show you. Let me try and pull this up. I'm not very good with using this share screen in Hangouts. I can do it much better in vMix Pro, but I'm going to try and find.
Carlos remembers Granada.
Wrong drive.
Granada. Rental company. Yeah, that was them.
Man, I don't even know where to look. I've got 3.5 terabytes of data on just this one drive. And it makes it really hard to find things that I want. Oh,
I've never been good at organizing that stuff either. Like, you start with a folder and you say, okay, I'm going to do this right. All my Mavic Pro stuff goes in this folder. And it never works out.
I
break it down by camera now.
I do that, but then I end up with 300 folders in that main root folder, It's
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like I said, on this one drive, I've got, I said 3.5, I meant 2.5 terabytes of stuff. And it's just like, makes it a bitch to find.
Label your subfolders with the date.
Yeah, date's important. Yeah.
Oh, I do that on the files and stuff, but,
folder. In other words,
well, sure. Then I have to try to remember when I done it. I've slept since then.
Or put it by location. In other words, California or Tennessee.
Well, now a lot of video that I shot while I was out there, I made a California folder, and I put everything I did in California in that folder. So yeah, but
so there's 1.5 terabytes.
Yeah, right. I know that you guys have seen my live stream that I do, and the fireplace that I have burning in my live stream.
Yeah.
I created that. I recorded about 90 seconds of video of my fireplace burning, and then I cropped it, cut it, and looped it. And you cannot tell where it starts and stops. And there's a certain process to doing that. And
blending.
Nope.
You're not using blending, no?
Nope. So you have a video clip that has a start and an end, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's it is kind of blending, but in Premiere Pro especially, you have all these transitions that you can use, and you can fade from one scene to another seamlessly.
Right.
So what you do is you take this entire clip, you cut it in half, you take the back half and you move it to the front.
Oh.
And then you blend where it comes back together. So your end frame now becomes the very next frame is the beginning. So there is no end. There is no, and if you blend it smooth and correctly, you can't even see where you blended it in the middle where you put it back together.
That's cool. And
it's super simple and easy to do, and it takes seconds. What in the world is that?
I got that. They're still working on my trees.
Oh,
wow. In your house?
Under your chair?
Jeez, sound like somebody started up a skill saw under your desk there.
Yeah, I was thinking, man, who's cutting their desk up,
They cut the hole in the side of his wall.
People that don't want to buy it on credit do that. What are you talking about? What are we missing in chat? I don't think most people would pick up on that.
Rentals, when they were talking about the
That's Granada TV rentals.
Oh,
That's for poor people like me at the time.
Oh, there's Indigo. Welcome, brother.
The old
There's
rent
Brian.
to own.
There's Brian. What's SP3? I don't know what you're talking about, Brian. What are you talking about? What's SP3? That's a good question. What is SP3?
Who said SP3 before that? I don't see it.
Brian did from Smoky Mountain Aerial or iAdventures.
Or did somebody else say something about SP3?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm looking past that, before that.
Did Mark say it? Because I don't see anything.
Nope.
Oh, well, it's all right.
We see you, Trevor. Hello.
So what's the weather like back there, Mel?
Hot, humid, sunny, and clear. A little bit, well, not completely clear. I'll say scattered and broken.
I.e. the humidity.
Yeah, humid. Yeah, humid. That's for sure.
So where's everybody to? Like location?
I'm in West Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Jim's in
Where are you
Florida.
two?
Florida Space Coast.
Rick and Steve are in California.
Okay, Rick's in California.
Rick's Northern California. I'm Southern California.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all the way out on the east coast of Canada, Newfoundland. It's as far as you can go driving, and then you'd have to get a ferry and then hop across. It takes a while to get across. That's kind of why we don't have a lot of big acts and stuff like that coming this far. Although we do occasionally, but concerts and stuff they tend to go as far as Halifax, and then that's it. You know, they don't come as far as here. But we like it that way sometimes. You know, we're a little island off the coast, and everybody leaves us alone. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And we have beautiful things like whales and icebergs and stuff like that.
Cool. Sonari, click that link and come in the chat. Mannix blowing pig parts.
So what island is that, Mark?
Island I mentioned?
Yeah.
Roger.
Sorry.
It's okay. Newfoundland. So if you put in Newfoundland, Canada in Google Maps, you'll find it. It's off the coast of it's off our east coast of Canada.
Yep.
Sounds cool.
It's actually, well, you Americans would know 9/11. The whole come from away thing is all based on a community that's in the center of this island called Gander, and that's where a multitude of planes that were transatlantic, at the time, had to land because it was the closest spot. And I remember being on a camping trip. I was on holidays, and I remember watching the second plane go into the tower, actually, on CNN Live. And I watched it for a while, but I was hell-bent on going on my holiday anyway. And I just remember getting as far as Gander, because that took several hours to get as far as Gander. And I'd never seen so many school buses in my life. And they were all headed into Gander to ferry the passengers from the airport to various locations around. And it wasn't just like hotels. The hotels were full up like almost immediately. But like, you know, people took them into their homes and fed them, and they became friends. And, you know, they still write each other, and they visit here all the time now.
Christ has brought them together.
Oh, yeah. It was a big thing, right?
My brother was actually there at the time because he was a correctional officer at Rikers Island, but he had got called into Vesey Street. He had called in at the time to go. I don't know. He had gotten in trouble or something like that because as a guard, you can't carry any weapons. So, you know, 6 of them get together and jump you, and you have to physically save yourself. So you have to answer for that too, you know. Anyway, that's how he happened to be at the place at the time that it was all going down.
He was on an aircraft that landed here?
No, he was standing next to. He was on Vesey Street in New York City, on the island of
Oh,
Manhattan.
in New York.
Landed,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
when they
Gotcha.
hit
Yeah.
the towers.
Yeah. Yeah. Seems like it was only a few years ago. Man, that's a long time ago, hey?
Doesn't it?
Yeah. It's just one of those things, right? I guess the older generation, JFK, that whole thing. I mean, it's probably the same for them, I guess. It's one of those things that very poignant point in history.
So is that? Wait a minute now. Roger, what's your channel name? I'm missing that.
Yeah, I think it's because last time I went through Google, and Google has me registered as my original name that was my channel name. I've since changed it because the new rules here have allowed for commercial operations. So I changed it to RPAS, which is also the synonym, I think, for what the government calls remote control vehicles or aerial vehicles. So because my name is Roger Price, I changed it to RPAS, Roger Price Aerial Services. So I'll put it in the chat there. And you can,
put it in chat.
And I've got I mentioned iceberg videos. So it's one of my recent ones. Got picked up by RT News and a couple other news sites, and it was gonna go viral, but it kind of leveled off. It hit like 35,000, and then just stagnated there.
Nice.
But I do enjoy that. It's that last one I did was about 1,200 meters offshore, and I haven't been about 2 kilometers out with the Mav Pro before. I'm totally comfortable. Nice day, no wind. It's perfect. I'm still dying to get more whales. They're around here now. Last time I got some was 2 years ago using a Typhoon H. That's up there in there somewhere too.
Very nice. I was in Des Moines, Iowa that day, just outside of Des Moines. But
what's that, 9/11, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manic is having fun with the emoticons there. I don't know quite what he's got going on. First it was farting pigs, now it's pink poodles. Next he'll have farting pigs eating pink poodles or something.
With a monkey on the side.
That's why they're farting. I don't know what he's got going on there. It's pretty funny.
Roger, what whales do you have on your coast?
Well, there's a bunch, predominantly humpbacks, but we do get minke, which is a different species of whale as well. The humpbacks I know are up around California a lot sometimes too. I think it's a seasonal thing though. They come here and they feed on the capelin and krill. The last time I captured whales, I actually captured them feeding. They were feeding on krill, and they're using a technique called bubble netting. So what they do is they get together in teams, and they'll blow bubbles. They'll surface. They'll get a big lung full of air, and they'll go down. They'll get around the krill or whatever their prey is, and to try to corral them, they'll put this net of bubbles as they blow out around the fish, which scares the fish, which corrals them into an area, and then they'll lunge. They'll come up out of the water and just they have huge mouths, and they just envelop them and gulp all that down. It's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, it is. Well, we get humpbacks through here. Everyone's a great while, not too much. We just early actually for us this year. We've already got blue whale here, gray whale, of course, almost are year round anymore.
Wow.
And we do get minkies every once in a great while.
Yeah, you do get humpbacks quite a bit, though, don't you?
Well, that's mainly they travel mainly between Hawaii and Alaska, and we do get some down in Southern California. They'll get them up towards Northern California, off the coast from where Rick's at.
Okay, yeah. They really cover a wide area, hey? Because I mean, this is all the way over on the opposite coast, on the opposite side of the continent, and they're around here quite a bit at this time of year. Like they're very playful. I just recently, half an hour ago, I was looking at a guy from Texas came up here, and he's been up here for almost 2 months now. Lots of iceberg photos and stuff, but right now he's taking pictures of the humpbacks, and the humpbacks come clean out of the water. You know, the two flukes out like this, and then big, huge splashes.
Yeah.
They're just having a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, breaching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go all the way from, Alaska all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gray whales, because the gray whales migrate from the from Alaska all the way down to Baja California, and then the birthing is done down there.
Right. Yeah.
And, they'll birth down there, and then they'll come back, travel back up like they are now during the summertime. Because we have 2 times, once in March and then again in September, and that's the crossover season going back and forth.
Yeah, we don't see that type here a whole lot that I know of. Certainly, I don't hear any reports about that type of whale down here. But I'll tell you what we do get. It's quite interesting. Is orcas.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, we do get orcas down here.
It's rare we get them down here up towards Rick, like in San Francisco area. They're in the Monterey Bay area, especially.
Yeah.
The orcas up there, especially, they wait on the bay. They wait because of the gray whales as they migrate through. And they wait, the babies and the orcas will drop down in the depths as it goes through the bay in that depth, and they'll wait for them to come up, and it's just an attack. There's a bunch of videos online that show it. I mean,
yeah,
you've got to have a tight stomach to see it, but it's.
Yeah, BC has a lot of orcas too.
Hey guys, I'm gonna mute my mic. I'll be right back. I'm gonna make a phone call real quick.
Sure thing, good. And they eat seals, so
yeah.
You know, you don't want, if you're like you said, if you're faint of heart, you don't really want to watch an orca grab onto a seal off a rock or as it's swimming, and they tend to sometimes once they've fed enough on them, they tend to play with their food.
They do, because what they do is they're teaching their young how to eat.
Yeah.
Because if you see them in pods, that's what they're doing. A lot of it's a training.
Yeah. That's in nature, man. You know, that's what it falls under for me. It's like it doesn't gross me out, like anything like that. That's natural. You know, that's it. That's what you're given. So, like anything that you were told before probably is more suspect than what you're watching. So, you know, I take that as a learning lesson. As this is the way it's supposed to be. You know?
Roger, can you post your channel link?
Yeah. Coming up there, right here.
Thank you.
No problem. Appreciate the look. I'm still trying to get. It's funny. I had about $45, $50 made already on my AdSense or whatever, and then it happened. And now I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours and all that wonderful stuff. And I don't do live streams. I don't really have the time for it. I like joining these once in a while when I have time, but yeah, it's going to be a little while. I got like 635, I think there now.
Did you change your name of your channel?
I did.
That's fine. And I recognize the face, and I'm looking over there because I've been a subscriber to you for quite a long time. And
I have all you guys too. It's I don't recommend anybody ever do that because it created a lot of confusion. I wasn't recognized in the chat and all this other stuff. So
what was the name before?
My name that you see on your Hangouts, Roger Price, and that's all it was. Now, my new one is RPAS. You see?
I know I've been subscribed to you for a long time.
Yeah. When you do a name change, I've heard at least keep part of your name or something and then add on to it, but don't completely change your name.
Yeah.
Mine just Steve Carpenter. I would like to maybe one day change it and give it a name or whatever, but they said, like say droning with Steve and drop off your last name or whatever, but at least keep some of it in there so people recognize you, and then you don't get kicked by YouTube.
I haven't had any issues with YouTube regarding it, but they do stipulate that you can only do it once every 90 days or whatever. But no harm there because I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, and definitely keep your new and old names in your channel tags.
Yeah,
right.
So it won't lose you.
Oh, gotcha. So put it in there as a
The channel
tag.
tags, not the video tags. Your actual channel tags.
Ooh, where's that?
That's in. You can set that up in your about area, I believe it is.
Oh, okay. So it's not hashtag. It's actual comma enter sort of. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's a regular actual tag.
Okay.
See, like if you have TubeBuddy, which is free, whenever you pull up a channel, it'll show you the channel tags.
Right. I used it for a short period of time when I was very active trying to get subscribers, but I haven't used it. I haven't used it in a long time now. In fact, I think I might have deleted the app off my phone.
I went to the pro version, and I don't recommend it. There's no need to go pro.
Right.
On the
I guess that costs
TubeBuddy.
money too, right?
Oh, of course. It was like $50 or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete Carroll's in. Peter. He's from. Is Peter Canadian or UK?
UK, I believe,
Yeah.
or Australia.
Jack, I'm not sure how long I'll be on.
Uh-oh.
They're coming for you, Mel?
That's not on my end.
Oh, that's on my end. If you're talking about cops.
No, I'm not sure, Sonia.
Pete Carroll is Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll be back in a second. Got to talk to the tree guy.
He's down under.
Down under.
Man, I'm really bummed that I missed that package from the postman. That was my Mavic Pro.
Yeah, you would have had to do an unboxing right here.
Yeah,
Live unboxing.
I'd have done it too, just because I need to get it out of the box.
It's the problem with that. It has to come out right away.
Yeah, I've already got the
take pictures.
case.
Damn.
What have I got for a case? Vivitar. I got a Vivitar semi hard case for my Mavic Pro. It's awesome. What a great little backpack and stuff. It's only yay thick.
Cool.
It's awesome.
I got just a hard carry case. I tend to just put all mine in cases, and I bought a different one this time than the first one I bought because it was cheaper. But I have an affiliate with Case Club out of I think they're in Anaheim or something. But I get people 10% discount on Case Club cases, and the Mavic 2 series drones that they have the cases for will hold the Flymore kit, and it holds a tablet, up to 10-inch tablet.
This one holds a tablet too.
Actually, in the lid of the case, so that's pretty cool.
In my lid too. Yeah, it's got a little slot there to put it in. It's awesome. Hello, Mitch.
Hi guys, how are you?
Howdy, Mitch.
Hi, Mel.
How you doing, Mitch?
Good. How you doing?
Hello, Mitch.
Steve, Rick, Jim, Roger.
Boy, these guys
Mel.
did a lot of work, and I'll tell you what, still $60 less than the plumber.
Yeah.
He's got the whole family out here. They trimmed all the trees because Mitch will tell you during hurricane season, your own trees will take out your power lines, your cable lines.
Sure.
I've had them rip it off from the house, and then the power company loves to tell you, you know what? From the pole to your house, you own
audio issues.
Who has audio issues?
Or what's going on?
I've got a message on my screen.
Okay, on my end.
I think this.
It came back up off again.
What's that?
The stream is going blank.
She's locking up.
The stream is.
No, it was Roger.
I'm causing it, or
You're
No,
back.
if anybody locks up, it's because they're having a bandwidth issue. When you use Google Hangouts, it only affects you if you lose bandwidth.
okay.
I got a message that said the screen went black. I could still see all the thumbnails on the bottom, and it said error loading app. So I just refreshed the screen and came back in. Is that what's happened to you?
Me? No, it's just that everybody kind of got into that digital blur where you can't really hear anything.
Yep. They were losing a lot of people. They were going in and out. They'd be there and then they're gone and then they're back again.
Oh, Georgie, I'll just be at the post office in the morning when they open. I'll get it.
You have to tell them to hold it though, Mel.
No, I'll be there. It'll be there.
Meet the truck.
There ain't a truck gonna leave there yet. So he says so.
I parked my dually across the driveway. There ain't nobody getting out of that place till I say so.
Yeah.
Take that thing off that truck.
So instead of going postal, you're going blockado.
Blockade.
Yeah,
There you go.
going dually.
That's the ultimate vehicle if somebody blocks your driveway too, right? You can just latch on and just put that sucker wherever you want to put it.
And you know that here's the beauty of it, Roger. Mine, the 6.6 liter diesel 4-wheel drive, so I really can do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can pull stumps with that sucker. You can take your house off the foundation with that thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just put a cable around it. Way to go. Yeah,
What are you
low
talking
range
about?
on something like that with all that weight and all that traction. My God. there's
Oh
no
yeah,
that's gonna stop
and
it.
if I put 1.5 tons in the bed and then do it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. She's sticking to the ground pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
So what prompted the live stream today, Mel?
Well, all the guys over on Claude's channel asked me to because Claude wanted to get off. He'd been on for 9 hours, and they were all talking about, with OBS. That is weird, man. I'm getting somebody smacked me in the head when I was taking a nap today, or what?
Keep putting your finger in your eye.
Yeah. Man, that just derailed my train of thought.
You're talking
9
about
hours.
OBS.
As what?
You mentioned OBS. You said.
Oh, yeah. See, with Hangouts, it limits you to 8 hours. And so Claude would always come on in the morning and he would stay until Hangouts kicked him off because it would cut out at 8 hours. And on OBS, he ran 9 hours and they were all amazed that, hey, I was able to do 9 hours instead of 8. And as well, so OBS, you use a broadcasting software. It doesn't limit you to how long you can broadcast on you. You can broadcast 24 hours a day if you want to.
I don't know why they'd limit something like that. I mean, geez, that's an awful. It seems like an obscure number,
Yeah. Who knows? Why would they limit you to streaming with a mobile device if you have less than 1,000 subscribers? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess to keep the kids off. I don't know.
Well, I personally don't think I ever want to test that 8-hour limit myself.
Oh, we've done it many times. We've been on Claude streaming stuff on Google Hangouts, and right at 8 hours, it drops. It stops broadcasting.
So I got a question, just regarding what you just said. So if I use a mobile device, I can live stream without 1,000 subscribers. But the minute I try to do it from, say, a PC or something like that, it won't let me do it.
It's the opposite.
Oh, it won't let you do mobile, but it will let you do straight from a PC. So
Right.
is that the device? Is that device related, or is it like you're on Wi-Fi versus cellular?
No, because you're not on Wi-Fi either way.
Well, I am now.
Only from your router to your computer or to your mobile device.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That has nothing to do with Google deciding that they don't want anyone to stream on Hangouts for more than 8 hours. And now they're going to take Google Hangouts as it is away, and they're going to use something else. So, but if you use a broadcasting software like Wirecast, as I like to call it, Wirecrash, or OBS or vMix, you can stream 724 or whatever other broadcasting software there is.
Wow.
Hey, Mel?
Yeah, Rick.
So now I wanted you to post the link again. You said you'd try. I don't know if you saw that.
One sec. Utes.
She should be able to open it with her Chrome browser on her phone and then click the link. I mean, I don't know. She's got a computer and she can turn her phone to a hotspot, I think. Maybe not.
So if I want to live stream, I have to get a cam and a microphone and do it off my PC.
That's the preferable way to do it anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Mobile live streaming is okay if you're mobile or you're doing it live from your drone, but you don't have near as much control over your audio and stuff like that. I use vMix myself. I don't typically do this with Hangouts, but I did it today because everybody wanted to be able to join in.
I'm getting dropouts here like you wouldn't believe. I guess it's the latency on my end.
Anybody else having a packet loss issue?
No, mine's working fine now.
Yeah, I think somebody's gaming next door to me. Well, not next door, inside the house, but a door down.
Why would that affect your internet unless they're using your service?
Well, it is actually. It's the same household, same service.
Oh, you mean next door in another room?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, well, then you got to go pull a plug.
Yeah, good luck with that. Let us know how it works.
Admin. Bing.
Yeah.
Block that IP address. Yeah. Or MAC address in that case, I guess.
Yeah, that's funny. But a lot of people swear by OBS, and OBS does a fine job. Personally, I don't care for it. I don't
haven't even looked at it.
I don't think it does a fine as job as other broadcasting options. So I use a different option. No, mine was $1,200.
OBS is free. OBS is free, and there's a number. It's open source stuff, so there's a number of different versions of it. But Streamlabs has its own version. But the basic OBS is what I use, and it works fine for me.
I had all kinds of stability issues with basic OBS, so I went to Streamlabs OBS. And the difference is Streamlabs, because it's open source, Streamlabs went in and did their little tweaks to it. Mm-hmm. And that seemed to make it a lot more stable. So it was more dependable.
Is your PC, is it PC dependent as well? Like your processing speed and whatnot?
Sure.
To a certain level,
sure.
I'm sure, but.
Sure. Yeah. If you're running a computer that was built in 1985, it's not going to do as well as a computer you build today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a computer that's like 4 years old compared to a computer.
Marginal because of the video capabilities.
Right. Gotcha.
Like I'm running a Ryzen 2700 chip, I think. Let me go look real quick. See if I can see this right easily. Display adapter.
Yeah, on the computer that I run, OBS, it's got that 2700X, the Ryzen.
Yep,
and 16 gigs of RAM and a pretty decent video card. And when I look down at the bottom of OBS, where it tells you the percent of your processor power you're using, mine normally runs 5-6%.
Well, that's awesome.
What's it do on your GPU percentage?
I have never, it didn't, if it shows me that, I never noticed it, but I don't have.
Do you have a separate video card, or do you run the video off your motherboard?
No, it's got a separate. It's got an AMD.
So Task Manager should show you that.
Yeah, if I cared, it works fine. I'm driving 3 monitors with the thing, and I even on one of my live streams did the Velocidrone flight simulator on the same computer at the same time, and it still didn't even. It kick up the fans on the computer, so thing's plenty powerful enough. It's a gaming computer. It was about $1,100 at Best Buy.
I'm running that same chip on a Tomahawk motherboard with a Ryzen 580 video card that's got 8 gig of RAM, and my motherboard's got 32 gig of RAM on it.
Yeah, well, that's now that you mention it, that's the video card that I have, but mine only has, I think, 6 gig of RAM on it, but plenty of power for this. I'll tell you what kicks the fans up on that thing is when you're doing rendering in Premiere Pro.
4K, yeah.
Jet engine.
Yeah. So I run vMix because here's what I did. I looked at Wirecast. That just looked foreign to me. It just didn't even make any sense. I used OBS for a little bit, and then I looked at, and OBS took me about a half a day to get set up and be streaming with it and able to use it. And then I looked at vMix, and after I downloaded that, and it was maybe at best 15 minutes, and I was online streaming with sets all set up and everything. It was just so simple and easy to use. It was phenomenal.
But it uses. I know I was on Art Stream. He uses vMix the other night, and
yeah, that was based on my advice to him, and so that's what he's using.
And it works good for him. But I was the first time I had ever come in on that vMix call thing, and I tried to use my virtual cam. You know, the OBS virtual cam that you can. Yeah, I tried to use that with the vMix, and it wouldn't recognize it. So I ended up like you, Mel, sitting in front of a green screen for that.
You can do it, but there's a lot of setup in OBS that you have to do setup in vMix to bring in an NDI source, and that's what you were doing. You were feeding an NDI source to it.
Yeah, okay, so that might have been work.
It would be this. It would be all the same headache that you have to go through to get Skype to work on OBS or Zoom to work on OBS or anything.
Yeah, I went through that with Skype.
Yeah, and you know, some people like to use a broadcasting platform and then use Skype to bring their guests in because they think it's the only way to manipulate the audio and run the audio through their audio mixers. And you can do the same thing with vMix. You can do the same thing with Wirecast. Wirecast has its own dedicated thing called Rendezvous. You connect to Rendezvous and you dial in and you put in the password that the person gives you, and you're a direct connection to their PC. And they can adjust your camera, they can adjust your audio, you can do everything.
So 10 years ago, Mel, did you think you'd become a broadcast engineer in the future?
No, I thought I'd own the broadcast engineering company.
I tell you what, I like the way he took the initiative, climbed that pole, put up a Yagi antenna. It's like he wasn't giving up.
Oh, I remember that video. Yeah.
Yeah, but I paid somebody to climb the pole. Actually, I didn't pay them. They did it for me for nothing.
So what do you need the antenna for?
All I had to do was find somebody crazier than me, right?
Because he's using cell?
Because I live in the woods. I can't get cable. I can't get DSL. I can't get I can get satellite, but the latency on it's horrendous because you go up to the sky, back to the ground, and then across the wire, and then back to the ground station and up to the sky. Yeah. You know.
The reason I ask is because there was a local guy who he was a bit problematic in this area. Actually, he's a bit of a gung ho. But I remember looking at one of his videos one time just to see what he was up to, and that's one of the things he had done was had a Yagi on antenna on the side of his house so he could fly his drone from inside further. Does that make sense? Or?
That's interesting.
Yeah, if you hook your you could feed the cable right to your Yagi antenna and hook it in the back of your remote, and off you go.
Yeah, I guess that's what he was doing. Yeah. Doesn't sound safe to me.
No,
apparently it doesn't require reading your chat. Sonari, I'm reading everything you're typing, and if you smack me in the other eye, there will be consequences. Damn it, girl.
Stomp on his toe.
Let's remember who just spent a week at your house and bought a bunch of furniture for you because your cousin moved out and took everything she owned with her. Rotten wench.
Manic loves to tell us how he's got that fiber right to his house. He's
I've got a
fiber
buddy.
optic.
His name is Tim Heber, and he lives in, I want to say Iowa or Kansas, maybe Nebraska. And on here, his ID is escaping me at the moment. But
Escaping me at the moment. I'll look that up.
yeah,
It's bound to be out there.
He works for the cell company, okay, that provides the internet and stuff in the area where he lives. He's like one of the mucky moos. He sits at a desk most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
He
One
has
of them.
Yeah, one of them. He has
Those
fiber at
guys.
his house, okay, and he lives on a farm. I don't know, thousands of acres,
Wow.
whatever farm. He has 1 terabyte up and down.
Oh my God.
I bet you
Yeah.
he paid handsomely to have that done. It's like a power drop out in the middle of nowhere where you got to pay for all the poles and the lines. And stuff.
He paid nothing. He owns or works for the company. Yeah,
Oh, that's why. Then yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so he could say he's working from home.
The
Yeah.
company
Oh, it's
paid
a write-off.
to have it installed.
No, that's what they do. They run fiber to rural areas and stuff. That's what they do. I told him, man, you guys got to set an office up over here. I will give you a 20 by 20 piece of dirt. I'll give it to you to put a building on to have an address, by God. Run fiber over here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know, the funny thing is I can literally stand at the end of my house and throw a rock over the trees and land on the street on the other side of the trees at my house and hit the phone box where fiber's at. Do you think they'll run fiber to my house? No.
Well, yeah, for a couple $1,000 probably.
There you go. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I'd give them $1,000. I'd give them $5,000 if they
They
put
won't put a
fiber.
drop in. They won't just put a drop in for you.
Nope, they will not do it.
That's it's unusual.
That is
Usually they'll do it,
strange.
but you got to pay for it.
I offered to pay. I offered to
Usually
pay
money
for it.
talks. Yeah, that's strange.
And that's why I went with the antenna tower.
Yeah.
Mitch and I are a captive audience also. We only have the one provider via cable other than going with,
Well, you know,
what's that other one? ATV Uverse or something?
I don't know. The only thing I can get here is Spectrum, and I'm you're captive by them.
Yep.
It's your basic cable internet. Works okay. Upload, I download speeds. I got a 100 plus, but my upload speed's only about 11 or 12.
but you see, 11 or 12 is plenty enough to stream online.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
plenty.
absolutely.
Now, if you saw me Saturday, Mitch, like Mel did, if you're looking at OBS, since you know all about this, Mitch, it was going from green to red and red for 10 seconds and then back to green.
Really?
Totally cutting me off.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you, your computer, are you using Wi-Fi in your house to the router?
Yes.
See, what I did was I hardwired mine. I ran some Cat5 from my router directly to that computer, and that solved all of that problem. The problem turned out to be the house Wi-Fi was.
Yeah, that's my preference too. In any case, like I always hardwire to the router. In any case, wherever I've been in the past 3-4 years,
I've reset it, cut them off, let them stay off for a while and turn them back on. I'm running the 5.8 now, and it's good. It just seemed that one day. And of course, on weekends when everybody's home, the usage goes up. We're all
'cause
stealing from each other.
that's right. There are nodes and all that stuff to consider too. So if your neighborhood, 6 o'clock in the evening, guaranteed it's just like right. So
Yep,
you are going to see a drop.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right.
Well, Jim, if you ever want to run a Cat5, I got a whole box of it, 1,000 feet of it, and I got a whole bag full of terminators and all the tools. So
I'm going to have to come over, Mitch, because I only need about 30 feet.
Oh, hell, no problem.
I was thinking of setting the whole thing up out in the garage, because I've got an easy feed, so I could feed up the wires to each bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's so hot and humid out here. I'm thinking I'll ruin the equipment.
No, you'll be all right.
If all you need is 30 feet, you probably have some open RJ45 jacks on the back of your router anyway. Most of these routers give you 4 or 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can plug right in, and then you'll get a full gigabit Ethernet to your computer, and that'll cut out any problems you might have as far as streaming out on Bright House. Anyway, you should have no problems at all.
That's what I'm
running.
That's what I'm running right now for a speed test on.
It's gone from
cellular.
It's gone from Time Warner to Bright House to Spectrum, same company, but the service has gotten worse.
Well, I'll show you something. I'm going to take my camera because it's right here on my desk, and I'm going to aim it over here at my switch. And you can see, I don't know if you can see that there.
Yeah, we can.
There it is. Yeah, and that into that one switch, I have all of my computers on my desk and in my studio in the other room, all hardwired into that, and it just solves all the problems.
Yeah, hardwiring is always the answer for stuff like that.
Is that a simple 8 switch?
It's a 8-port gigabit switch.
Right. Like you said,
that's
I've got the 4 coming off the back of my gigabit modem, and then another 4 coming off the gigabit router.
Well, I've got the router too, and a bunch of stuff plugged into that. The router, is sitting up high on the top of my desk, and then this thing plugs into that.
And I was telling Steve, I keep them. They're in wide open areas where they're getting air. They're not overheating or anything.
Midwest Drones. That's Tim. That's the guy I was just talking about.
Hey, Tim. He knows
were you up this morning?
He's the guy with the terabyte fiber to his house.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you fly this morning, Mitch?
No, not this morning. No, I flew yesterday morning, and I'm going out to the flying field tomorrow morning, I think.
Nice
thing, and maybe try to fly that little electric hot rod airplane that I got.
Nice.
Have you flown fixed wing before?
Yeah, that's what I did. I've been in RC for 50 plus years, and
okay, that's where I started too. Was fixed wing. Yep.
Yeah, Bell. I flew the turbine powered jets. So
I never got into that. I was into the gas engines, with the glow plug stuff.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But I was into. I learned with a buddy box, and then my first real thing that I started doing with RC fixed wing was precision aerobatics.
That's nice to have a buddy box.
I would. So I learned with the buddy box with an old Kraft radio, because back then Kraft was the hot ticket.
Oh, the gold color. The Kraft.
The golden Kraft. That was the thing back then. That tells you how long ago it was.
I'm right there with you.
And but I could do 8-point rolls and have the wingtips 4 inches off the ground. I'd cut ribbons with the rudder inverted with the ribbon 6 inches off the ground, things like that.
Nice.
Extreme precision aerobatic flying.
And let me tell you something. I'm learning this FPV stuff now, and all of that fixed wing flying and the muscle memory involved in that stuff is turning out to be more of a hindrance than a help to flying these drones, because normally you make a turn with an airplane, you bank and you pull back, right? And that's my tendency when I'm flying, is to fly it like an airplane, and it's made it harder for me to transition to these FPV drones.
Well, I'm going to be finding that out, because my FPV drone will be here in a couple days. I
bought. Man, you're going to love it. Now it's going to change your life.
I've had a set of Fat Sharks for a long time. I just haven't got into the. I flew some FPV with Ken one day, but he wouldn't let me wear the goggles. He made me watch the drone.
Yeah.
I want to try those Movero BT300s.
A lot of people say don't bother with them.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I kind of like
the people that got them for free from
testing.
From who made them?
Epson.
The people that got them free for Epson, talked good about them. Right. They're cool, but a lot of people say that they're very difficult to use. They don't
And expensive.
Yeah.
They're pricey, but you have
They're
to
like
be able
$10
to
Canadian or something.
you have to be able to train your eyes to look through the pop-up display to see your drone. Well, if you're seeing your drone, you're not seeing your telemetry. So
Yeah.
you can
It's a
still either
focus
look.
issue.
Yeah, you can only
It'll
look
give
at
you a
one
headache,
thing.
I would say.
Yes,
For a period
yes.
of time.
It's
That
like
would be
learning
okay.
bifocals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be okay for camera drones, but for FPV drones, that would screw you up beyond recognition because
Absolutely.
you want to immerse yourself as if you were in the cockpit, you know. And the idea is you want it all outside light to go.
And you can't have latency.
No, well, you can't have
A little tiny bit is okay, but
the analog camera and transmitters in these drones, in the FPV drones. But it's Mel, get on that simulator. Get the Velocidrone simulator when you get your transmitter, and that's been an enormous help to me.
I've thought about doing that, but you know, I'm just going to go out there and fly that bad boy.
That's what I do too. Yeah.
The DVR on in the goggles because we all want to share.
We want to see it. Yeah.
It would be like me flying up, down, up.
And I'm going to tell you what, we'll see how it really goes. But you know, when it comes to flying, because I pride myself in being able to do really, really well when it comes to flying. So I tend to talk a little smack because of that. So I'm gonna tell you how confident I am. I bought that TX whatever 7 transmitter. I bought the drone.
Yeah, the Tyranno.
7.
Yeah, I bought the drone that Jerry Calverley told me to get, and I got 6 sets of batteries for it with a charger and all that. And I did not buy not a one prop. Spare prop. That's how confident I am.
Wow.
I'm not going to break a prop on the damn thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, my first prop that I broke, and I still remember this to the, you know, we used to fly. Claude, I will ban you from my channel if you hit that dislike button, you bugger, you. Anyway, the very first prop that I broke flying fixed wing RC airplanes, the wingspan was about 24 inches. It had a deep dihedral in it. It was 2-channel, rudder and elevator with an 049 engine, full throttle, get after it till it runs out of fuel, right?
Yeah.
We used to go fly because the base commander at Camp Pendleton was into flying regular controlled airplanes. So on Sundays, we would go fly on the main airstrip at Camp Pendleton at Marine Corps Air Base. All right.
Nice.
That's a nice base. I've been there. So,
bite me. That's Lloyd's line there, Claude. So I had this silk covered, painted with dope, right? Actual silk covered balsa wood airplane. The wind was blowing so hard that my little 049 engine would bring me upwind at about a half a mile an hour and about 40 mile an hour downwind. So I couldn't go very far downwind because I was afraid it'd run out of gas before I got back to me.
Mm-hmm.
This little lightweight airplane ran out of gas just as it went by me. And because what makes an airplane fly? Relative wind, right?
Mm-hmm.
The airplane was actually moving backwards when it landed because the wind was blowing, right?
It's stable, an unstable flight.
I was gliding in relative wind, and I landed. And once I landed, the airplane's on the ground. There's nothing. I have no more control of it, right?
Mm.
The wind caught it and flipped it over and broke the prop. And that was the first time I ever broke a prop on it.
Dude.
And I used wood props, you know, back then. So, because they were easier to balance.
Well, I haven't broken too many props on the FPVs yet, but I haven't really crashed that hard yet because I haven't been flying that aggressive or taking the chances that these guys take. So it all depends on what kind of flying. You know, if you're going to be trying to fly under park benches at full speed, you know, you're going to break some things. But
yeah, well, I'm going to be out in the open. Admittedly, I'll be in open area here around the house or something, you know, before I start getting
A lot
crazy.
of them have the ducting on them now.
This one does. The one I bought has
Yeah.
ducting.
Oh,
It's
you
got
won't
ducted
break-
fans.
you won't break a prop on that. And these little whoops, these little tiny hawks and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm flying them in the house, and that's been one of the greatest ways to learn for me is flying these things all around inside the house.
You know,
Well, you're
funny
taking the
enough,
wind
that's
out of
what
the
Jerry
equation.
told me. Jerry
Yeah.
told me just start flying in the house before you go
Yeah.
outside.
Take the
Yeah.
wind out of the equation first.
You can't hurt anything with these little drones. You can't, they're so small. You crash them into your head, it won't even.
My
Wow.
first FPV experience, this is only 6 years ago. I appreciate what you guys are talking about because I do. I've been in Air Cadets. I've always understood airframes and the technology behind where the
What
dynamics
makes an
behind
airplane
it and
fly?
stuff.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get a GoPro. I was big on GoPro at the time, and I wanted to get one in the air. And a pilot buddy of mine, who's a little bit of an RC hobbyist, built me an SM450 with a what was it called? Something HK board or KK board. Like all it had was stability control. That's it. So it could keep itself relatively stable, but it would drift anywhere. Put an FPV camera on it, transmitter, got a set of Fat Shark goggles, and I remember to this day, I'll never forget it, flying that thing, and these are big, 5-inch props on it. For the first time, FPV out over a lake and stuff like that, and just absolutely, I was in awe. Could not believe what I was seeing in the goggles, and then you get the Stevie Wonders on the go,
Yeah. No, I've been doing it for a few months now, and it's just grabbed me. It's an addiction.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I wish I had something small and inexpensive that I could still do that with. I still love my camera drones. I like to, obviously you want to take nice pictures and video of the whales and the icebergs and stuff like that, which I really do enjoy doing. But I do miss that aspect. I wish I had kept that little 450 quad and I put NAS on it after. But even with NAS on it and FPV goggles, it's just different,
I'll tell you, the technology has come so far.
Oh,
since those days that the technology just crammed into one of these little whoops that weigh 30, 40 grams.
Yeah.
And to fly around the house is just beyond belief.
That's another reason why I want one. It's that small too. Is because like our new laws here, sub 250 grams, like do whatever you want, just be relatively safe, So everything I own, including the Spark, is over 250. So
Yep.
I'd like to have something like that.
You guys were talking about starting out. I had a friend of mine, must have been the 80s, Mitch, Mel, you guys know what this is. He started out with one of those helicopters with the double blades.
Oh, I got one of those. I still have one of those things in the house here. One of those little yellow things.
His name was Collis. I don't think he ever had a successful flight.
Oh, really?
This guy spent more money just getting it up and crashing it than I have ever seen. I would have it threw me off helos forever.
My brother gave me one like that, not the little bitty ones that are only like 6 inches
long.
long.
No, this was a big boy.
Yeah, he gave me one that's like 1.5 feet long or so. And
with counter rotators?
I don't think it had counter rotators. I think it had a counter weighted thing on top of the rotor.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, fly bar
little,
or whatever they call it.
Right.
And I don't know how the tail rotor worked. I don't think it reversed, but I think it was variable speed, but not variable pitch. I'm not sure.
That would make sense. Yeah.
And that thing flew like a dream. I mean, I flew the hell out of it. He flew the hell out of it. We had a good time with it. I still got it. It's up in the top shelf of the closet over here in the other room somewhere.
That T-Rex 700 stuff is quite scary.
You talking about one of these?
Seems to me like he had 100 switches on it. Let me get on.
Yeah, them little bitty things. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that, only full size.
I haven't flown this. I haven't flown this thing in probably over 5 years. It sitting up on top of the piece.
That's a fly bar. There you go. That's got.
It's like those quarter scale birds.
Yeah, these were $100 back when they were new too.
Yeah, I had one of those. I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, it actually had a little tiny 640, 480 camera on it too.
Yeah,
Mel, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's
Yeah.
like the full big size bird.
Yeah. Oh, back when I was flying radio controlled fixed wing, there was guys out there that had, gas helicopters with freaking 5-foot blade spans on them.
Yeah,
and
this
stuff.
was gas.
Yeah.
That stuff is scary, man. The T-Rex 700s and that stuff. I watched a little bit of it. It's not my thing, and I kind of don't understand it because I don't know. It looks cool for a little while, but I can't see spending all that money to just, it's doing this and it does this.
they do that 3D stuff, which is nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but and the chances that with our drones, yeah, sure, you don't want to catch your finger in one for sure, buddy. You do not want to catch your finger in one of those things.
No,
it will take it off.
Believe it or not, I've got an 800 size electric helicopter, that Bergen, that uses two 5,000 milliamp 6Ls in series. So it's running
That's just as
12S.
just as good as gas.
Yeah, and that thing would cut your head clean off.
That happened to somebody in New York, did it not?
Yes,
Somebody got hit with a rotor flying one of those things. He came too close to himself or something, and
It's easy to
did
do.
himself in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 30 centimeters or something, or 30 inches or something like that. It's a fairly big rotor.
Yeah, because back in those days, there was no stabilization. You had gyros on your tail to keep it pointing in the right direction. That was it.
But no IMU or anything like
No,
that.
none of that stuff.
No.
So
No, you had to fly it. If
You had
could
47 buttons on the controller and all that stuff.
If you could keep a helicopter in the air for more than 60 seconds, you were a hero back then.
You're
That's
a
what I'm
pilot.
talking about. Yeah, and
Yeah,
he was
right.
no hero.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna hop out to say goodbye to everybody. I gotta take off and move on to a project.
Later, Steve.
All right, Steve.
Have a good
Have a
afternoon.
good
buddy.
day, Dave.
Good to see everybody. Take care.
You too, man.
good to see you, Steve.
Man,
I
I'm
got-
still
I got a-
bumming out about the mailman.
He's still miffed about the
There's
man.
guys at my field that wouldn't change from flying their RC airplanes, and there's only one guy there that he's got 3 of the helicopters. One looks like a T-Rex, but it's not. It's a cheaper brand. But they wouldn't change. They see my drones as aliens. They wouldn't change for nothing.
Yeah, people.
I'm the outcast.
Most in my flying club, it's the same way. They're all airplanes and helicopters. I come out with the drone, and I feel like an outcast with the FPV drones. But Mel, get yourself a little whoop, man. Just even if it's one of these
Well,
little,
let me show you. I'll show you what I got.
whoops and fly it around in the house. You'll have a ball.
We have Telos. We got the Tello EDU and the Tello Scratch that my granddaughter uses here. They're not bad.
Good.
But you
they're not
can't.
aggro.
But there's too much latency on those things to try to fly them FPV with you can fly them from the cell phone, but
I got a remote controller, Mitch, but I'll tell you something. Even with the flips that it does, when the battery, which is I think an 11-minute battery, when the battery hits 50%, it won't do flips anymore.
Yeah.
So
Or
you got
loses a lot of altitude when you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, you got 5 or 6 good minutes of fun, and then you just.
Yeah, I got the Tello and a Mambo and the Bolt B. They're all fun to play around in the house.
Is that your rig, Mel?
No, yeah, that was my truck.
Wow, that's a sleeper. Holy
Yeah.
wow.
100,
Hotel on wheels.
156 inch,
Wow.
custom built shower, toilet, 2-burner cooktop,
Damn.
everything.
Now, what you got in the radar up top there?
That's actually a in-motion TV dome that
Okay.
captures satellite TV going down the road.
Wow.
Stop
Okay.
looking at that.
Yeah, that's what.
That's what Mitch has right there.
Oh yeah.
Now, did I get it? Yeah, that's what I bought right there. I
That's
got
the
it.
one- Yep, that's the one you want, and you need to get a handful of batteries for it, and because you get about a 3-minute flight on it.
The blades are the motors. It's up. Is it
Yeah,
upside
the motors point down,
down? Okay.
and the damn thing is it's indestructible. I mean,
Well, it's completely surrounded, which
yeah, and it's flexible enough that it just bounces off things.
Is that the
Nice.
bottom of it?
That's the bottom right there.
Okay, okay.
Oh, that's the top, isn't it?
No.
No, wait, that is the top. Yes,
That's the
I'm-
Yeah,
top.
that's the top. The FPV cameras are in the front.
Hang on, Mel. I'll go get mine. I want to show you something that's very important.
What's that USB port for? That mini USB port
Oh, I'd
for?
say,
Probably
I'd say
for
it's
charging them.
Beta,
probably
No,
charging.
Oh.
with the battery
Probably
in
beta.
it? I thought you added the
doing
battery in
beta.
it.
Yeah, there's batteries go with it.
It's for the beta flight.
Bottom.
It might be
I don't
similar
know
to
anything about it
Oh,
yet.
to update the beta flight?
Spark. It might be similar
Yeah.
to Spark in the fact that you can just plug in USB-C, mini USB, and charge it as it is instead of using a charger.
Oh, I thought you strapped a battery on it. What do I know?
Well, you do.
Oh, I
You
don't
strap
know.
a battery to it. You do.
So that must be for like
That's for
Rick
that's for,
said, the beta flight.
that's for
update.
beta flight. That's where you plug it into your computer to.
Oh,
Sit on
gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So you can
So-
do your PIDs and all that?
Here's
Yeah,
the charger I bought.
Full beta flight. And this,
Okay.
here it is, Mel. You see it?
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, same thing.
now, if you look at the camera, you see the little red plastic dome on the top?
Make it bigger again.